Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 112. Got a nice sunny workout here. So good to be working out in the sun again. Feels fantastic to be working out outside in the summer. It just is such a different vibe when you're working out warm and sunny. You can even do it shirtless, like I decided to do in this video. Because it's just warm, you don't have to worry about getting cold in between sets. Those of you who've followed the channel for a long time, since this, sort of start of this, you'll see that I've gone through, winter and spring. And, when you have an outdoor gym, you kind of have to work out in all seasons, all weather. And, the summer weather, when it's this warm, really certainly does make it all worth it for when you're working out in the snow, the ice, the rain, and the cold. So yeah, looking forward to a long summer of at least a few more sunny workouts. I don't mind working out in the rain, but it is a lot nicer when it's really sunny. You can work out shirtless, get your vitamin D quota for the day, and also maybe get a nice tan. So today I was working on strict press, weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, and then a little bit of hypertrophy training for my chest and neck. The strict press didn't go too great. I think my best I've ever done for strict press is 65 for 4, and today I was barely managing to get 60 for 4 or 5. I don't know what it is when I get fatigued and I'm doing this kind of like very vertical forearm form, trying to keep the bar in the heel of my hand. I don't know whether it's leverages, the fact that I've got long arms, or maybe, some upper back instability, or even an upper back imbalance. When I get to that last rep in the set, I have such a massive shoulder shift. I can feel my weight wanting to shift onto my right side, my more dominant side. And you'll see on this set here, the first and the second rep go pretty well, nice and symmetrical. The second rep here looks good. Not too much of a shift at all, really. Looks fine, good lockout. Then all of a sudden, third rep, it's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's an imbalance in the pushing. You can see me shifting my weight all over to the right side, and I'm trying to shift it back. Complete mess of a rep. I don't know what the fuck happened there. I think I might have played into it a little bit, trying to move around and just get into an ideal position. So decided to drop the weight on the next set, see if I could get maybe slightly more reps. Went for 3 reps. Third rep was a little bit difficult, tiny bit of a shift, got stuck, shifted back. And there was no way, just grinding out a rep like that I'm going to get a 4th rep. So it's almost a little bit disheartening because, I've gone through past being able to do 65 kilos for 4 reps. And then just going back down to 57.5 is a little bit disheartening. But then again, I haven't trained strict press for a little while. So it is a good job that I am keeping it in here just once a week, just to keep my overhead strength as it was. But it could also just be that earlier on in the day I did some tricep work, literally just one set of tricep extensions. Maybe that's what's affecting the overhead position, because you do use your triceps quite heavily when you do overhead press. But a little bit disappointing there, but it is what it is. Anyway, moved on from that, and then I did some pull-ups and dips, ring dips. I wanted to superset them together, hence why I'm doing this all in one shot. And the weight that I usually do for 3 on a weighted pull-up is the weight I can do for 5 when I do a weighted dip. But because of the instability of the rings and the bar that the rings are attached to, I think 3 reps a piece on both is actually pretty good. As I mentioned previously, I don't actually have a way to do stable bar dips. So I don't have like a straight bar or parallel bar dip rig at home. I would like to build one or get one or something like that, so that I can do straight dips. But, there are benefits to doing ring dips, the instability, the greater range of motion. And yeah, I feel like when you can open the rings in the bottom, you can get a lot more lower chest engagement. So yeah, there's that. But these ring dips, especially after the tricep work earlier in the day and after the fatiguing from the overhead press, the dips were feeling like I was really struggling because you do use lower chest, but there is a lot of tricep range of motion, especially if you have long arms. Guys, if you have long arms, it makes reps a lot harder. I'm blessed and I'm also cursed with long arms. For upper body movements, obviously long arms means that the muscles get more work because they have to move through a longer range of motion. But that also means I'm not going to be as strong because I have to move through a greater range of motion. So long arms, they're a curse and a blessing in some respects. But, you can't change the length of your arms. You got what you got. So yeah. But yeah, overall, I think that this combination of exercises, I really like supersetting the pull-up and the dip. Going from a pulling exercise into a pushing exercise with very little rest in the middle It's just a great way to get more work in less time. And also the cumulative fatigue just means that your whole upper body is working hard, and you get also more metabolic stress from that. And therefore you'll also get better strength gains and better hypertrophy because of the extra stimulus. There are, of course, 3 mechanisms by which muscles get bigger, or there are 3 mechanisms for muscular hypertrophy. Number 1 is mechanical tension, number 2 is metabolic stress, and then number 3 is muscular damage. So generally, if you're training to, close to failure, you're training sets where you're going quite close to failure, or you're getting towards volitional failure, then you're going to be triggering kind of all 3 of those, especially if you're doing them through an extended range of motion, like I'm doing with these chest press-ups, or these ring chest fly/press-ups combination. I have no idea what this exercise is called. But in the bottom, I'm getting the full stretch on the muscles, so I'm getting that nice long stretching range of motion, getting that eccentric loading, getting passive and active tension in the bottom to get a greater overall tension, which is what's going to increase the mechanical tension on the muscle. I'm pushing the set close to failure, or pretty much to failure. Towards the end of this set, I had to move my feet forward in order to get a few reps out. That's another beauty of the rings, is that when you do exercises on the rings, because you can really quite precisely control how much resistance you have by just changing the incline of your feet, moving forward and backwards, you can really go to true failure, and then it's like dropping 2 kilos on the dumbbells or something. Just move straight into that straight away. So it's kind of like being on a machine almost, where you can just really closely change your resistance. So as I was saying, going towards failure will obviously give you the metabolic stress, and obviously the combination of the mechanical tension and the metabolic stress leads to muscular damage. Muscular damage, when you recover from it while you're sleeping, outside of the workout, will obviously then lead to muscular hypertrophy. It's not my number 1 goal to have more hypertrophy, but I just like having a more aesthetic looking upper body, having bigger shoulders, arms, chest, neck, upper back, all of these regions that make a masculine looking physique look a lot more aesthetic. And that's there's no shame in going for that for a hypertrophy day. As I said, the main thing I'm training right now is only to improve my vertical jump. That's my main number 1 goal. And as long as me working towards hypertrophy with my body isn't going to interfere with that goal, which I've found so far that it hasn't. And if anything, doing extended range of motion dips, for example, as opposed to bench press, can also work wonders for the arm swing in the vertical jump. So yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with the vertical jump training, I'm going to keep on with the upper body hypertrophy training, and hopefully then just ultimately become a super duper jacked athlete. So that is pretty much it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.